It's all well and good escaping to paradise, becoming a working expat in Thailand, and everything's good. But what if it goes bad? And what are your options to find re-employment if you are forced to return back to your motherland? There are a number of variables here, and it's something that I've thought long and hard of, and that's why I've continued my career pursuit over here, so that as I get older, I don't become redundant if I were ever to have to return back to the UK. Here are some of the things that I think you need to consider. What is your current management skill set, and what skills, like manually, do you possess? Because if you was a skilled tradesman, like a carpenter or an engineer, and assuming your paperwork, qualifications were up to date, then to return back to the UK, my feeling is, would be quite straightforward to find re-employment or even become self-employed, because these skills are transferable and it doesn't necessarily matter about your age. If you are somewhere in this middle management, salesman, reporting to a senior team or CEO, not actually truly in control, normally more akin, these middle management roles, to those that never quite showed the potential to move up in their career and so get stuck at that level, or it's the emerging talent that have perhaps recently left university and are in an upward trajectory. So if you are 40 plus in Thailand and middle management was your level, I think this represents a very dangerous area for people to then find re-employment. Because think about it, you're 45, 46, you're trying to find re-employment back in the UK, you've been out of the country, say 4 or 5 years or maybe more. So for all the benefits and things that you've gained and enriched by living in Thailand, you've lost from knowledge and knowing what really is going on and the issues and the relevance to how you carry out your job in a business capacity back in the UK. And with a fresh pool of talent always emerging that can be paid less salary, I think it'll be easy for employees to look over you. That's just life. That's why I thought the older you get, the more, if you wanted to stay in a career, you'd have to become senior manager, CEO, so that when you are over 50 years old, you're not on the scrap heap yet. Because I think returning to the UK plus 50, you're on the scrap heap if you want to work for another company. I just can't see beyond why that wouldn't be the situation. So if you are CEO over here, you are working a senior role, I think I'm kind of in that space with what I do within property and hospitality with a very large team and the company that's valued at quite a lot of money. That would help me move back to the UK. Don't assume because you're running your own business in Pattaya and you've called yourself a CEO that that's then transferable and will carry any weight on your CV when you go back to the UK, Australia, America or somewhere like that. I think if you're self-employed, entrepreneurial and can apply your skill sets, sometimes I think it's, dare I say, a little bit easier to do business over here for a foreigner because of the competition perhaps not being quite as aggressive or as intense as what you'd find back in the developed world. That's just my view. So you might have made a go of it here, but it doesn't mean you're going to make a go of it back in the UK. But it does mean you've got that zest for doing things on your own, and maybe you've got some digital work that's transferable, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world, some cash and you can get started up. So what's my message? As a working expat, it is therefore you must be aware of the risks and pitfalls if it doesn't work out here. What's your contingency? What's your plan B? You need to be in control of this. Don't think the world's going to look after you. You may think Thailand has enriched you and all these other benefits culturally and lifestyle, but there'll also be a yin and yang for this, and you would have missed out from the years of not being in your domestic country, and that puts you in a disadvantage to the employment pool that's over there. And perhaps they're better viable alternatives than re-employing you. A serious risk. Okay, let's leave it at that. Keep safe. Down about Thailand.